the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. What's up? This is Buckles Malachi Williams in the building. We back, y'all. New Media Today USA Boxing. Let me set the mic up real good. New Media Today USA Boxing. Yes, sir. We back 6 days a week, Sunday through Friday from 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to 5 o'clock p.m. You know, sometimes we do go a little bit over, guys. So I don't know what's wrong with my microphone. Excuse me, guys. Wait a minute. This cord is too heavy. That's what it is. Anyways, guys, what's up, man? Let's get everybody in the chat. Round of applause. Want to give everybody a round of applause, man. You know, everybody a round of applause, man. Salute to everybody. I hope everybody had a good holiday weekend, even though it's still a federal holiday here in the United States, because the 4th of July fell on a Sunday. So it's the day is observed during the week as well today. Some people have to work, some people don't, but hey, it is what it is. I hope everybody who woke up today realize how blessed you are, because there's a whole lot of people who didn't wake up. Other than that, man, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's up? You know what I mean? You know, we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit of boxing today. You know, this is what I like to do. I like to talk boxing. You know, sometimes we got to weed out all of the other stuff. You see what I'm saying? But once we weed it out, and we know I'm really good at cutting weeds down, you know, salute to all of everybody in the chat, and salute to all of my haters and detractors. I love you guys. You see what I'm saying? You contribute big time to my watch time hours, and you contribute big time to the subscribership. And even when you don't like the video, you help me out a lot. So just keep watching. You want to troll, go ahead and troll. Have no problem with that, as long as you troll respectfully, and make sure you stay on it for a good little while so you can help the old boy out. Other than that, man, what's going on? Let me go ahead and send a shout out to, salute to everybody in the chat. Anthony Kane, what's going on, fam? Ryan Thompson, salutes. Toon, what's going on? What's going on, brother? I love you, young brother Toon, man. Hey, be safe out there on that road, man. You remind me when I was on that road driving them trucks, bro. I used to hate taking that West Coast travel. I used to hate going to the West Coast, man, like up in Washington State and going throughout Oregon and in California and stuff like that, man. I used to hate that trip, bro. I used to hate it. I'm not even gonna lie. Anyway, shout out to Charlo. Shout out to GB Guthrie. What's going on, fam? Shout out to OG, double OG, triple OG, quadruple OG. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Hector Garcia. ¿Cómo tú andas, mi hermano? Es un placer conocerlo otra vez, mi manito. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to Ryan Thompson. Shout out to Hyphy. Shout out to Eliza Feliciano. Shout out to Carlos Mendoza. Salute to you, fam. Shout out to Bold and Understanding. Shout out to Carne O'Connor. Shout out to Michael Buffer. Otra vez. Yeah, shout out to Jay Rodriguez. Shout out to Arlette Constable. What's going on, sis? Shout out to David Woods. Shout out to Beast Mode Sykes. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Salute to Major Key Boxing, man. Y'all please subscribe to the channel. Major Key Boxing, they're doing major things over there. Major Key Boxing, Troy Graham. Shout out to the fam over there. Shout out to Dr. Monfongo. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Jedi Gremlin. Shout out to Kevin Mosby. Shout out to Kansas City Mac. Man, what Big and Small is that, Kansas City Mac? Let's do it again. You know what I mean? Let's do it again. One of my favorite movies by Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby. Shout out to BJ in the building. Shout out to who else we have? OG double OG. Shout out to Paul Evans. Shout out to who else we have? I don't want to miss anybody. Shout out to the Jedi Gremlin. Shout out to who else we have? Shout out to Ivan. Ivan, what's going on, fam? Shout out to War Standard. Well, salute to you. Salute to you. Shout out to Uwapo. What's going on? Shout out to Richard Slutsky. Shout out to Barry Coots. What's going on, fam? Shout out to Eddie Mack. Shout out to Bold and Understanding. Once again, shout out to Troy Graham. Shout out to my brother Smith and West. What's going on? Holding it down for the Detroit. Shout out to Rachel. What's going on, sis? And shout out to Eddie Mack once again. And let's get into this. Now, I was looking at some footage, right? Before I get into that, salute to my brother Toon for the super chat.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Shout out to my brother Toon for the super chat. We're gonna hit him with a double Leroy.
Hey, Leroy. Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Man, shout out to my brother Toon, man, for the super chat. I really appreciate that, man. Be safe out there on that road, bro. Be safe out there on that road. You know what I mean? Always stay alert. You know those four-wheelers out there, you know they drive real crazy. Those four-wheelers. If you're a truck driver, you know what a four-wheeler is. You know what I mean? It's a trucking thing. That's what we say in trucking. You know, I used to drive all over the country myself, so hated it. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest with you, bro. Just being honest with you. You know what I mean? Trucking is good if you don't have a family. If you don't have like family, home, wife, kids, whatever. If you don't have none of that, you know what I mean, and baby mama drama and stuff like that, and little kids is you know, if you don't have that, it's good. I always tell guys, if you're a single male and you know trucking and you don't know what you want to do, learning that skill, that trade, truck driving is really really good to make money. Really good way to make money. You can stack your bread up, you know what I mean, and you know, it is what it is. Shout out to Uncle Dave Zilla. What's going on, fam? What's Egg Wake Forum? What's going on, brother? What's going on? What you say, Egg Wake? You say, what up, coach? Here for Trevor. Appreciation Society Media. That's right. That's right. But man, Trevor Bryan. I reached out. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. He's active on Instagram. I reached out to the brother, man. He haven't hit me back yet, man. But I'm gonna be patient, though. I'm gonna be patient. Trevor Bryan. I'm gonna be patient, man. He haven't seen it yet because you know Instagram, you can see if someone sees it. So he haven't seen it yet. So I'm gonna be patient, man. We got to get Trevor Bryan on, man. The most feared heavyweight in the heavyweight division, Trevor. I think he says his name is you know, I call him the Terminator Bryan, but his nickname is something else. I forgot his nickname, guys. You know what I mean? I called him the Terminator. You see what I'm saying? What up, Doe? 313. What the link read? Shout out to you, fam. And let's see. Kansas City Max said, did Ness lie? You would have to ask Ness that. I don't know. I don't know, brother. You see what I'm saying? You know, I don't think he lied. You know what I mean? Ness has been one of the biggest Wilder supporters throughout the history of the sport of boxing. No one has represented for Wilder more than Ness. Ness has represented for Wilder a long time. I mean, to the point to where some would say it may be even fanboyism to that point. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't care. That's family business. That's between them. You know what I mean? So when family, you know, I'm gonna always speak my opinion on stuff. You know what I mean? If I feel like that someone is getting censored or bullied or whatever, you guys know how I feel about, you know how I feel about bullies. You know what I mean? I don't like that bullying shit. So all that trying to debo people online, trying to get videos take down, you know, trying to talk all tough and grimy, you know, when you got hanger-ons and homeboys in your crew, they ain't got no money, but they just happen to be affiliated with a homeboy who rich and got money. You know, they want to go around and try to shake things behind the scenes and all that shit there. But, you know, it is what it is. But I don't know if he's lying or not. You know, honestly, I don't believe he's lying. I don't believe he's lying myself. You know what I mean? I don't think he would lie about that because him and Wilder were so in love with each other. You know what I mean? So I don't think that, you know, I don't think that he's lying, you know, so. But anyways, on to the next. What to say too when you say good money and you get your feet wet. I don't regret like buying fight tickets. No, absolutely no. Either I've been with Ness since 2014. Check the archives. Yeah. I believe you. But I don't think he's lying though. You know what I mean? I don't think he's lying. You know what I mean? So, and I know him and Wilder had a good relationship. And now I think Ness been in the game for like 10 years now, since like 2011. So yeah, I don't think he's lying. Shout out to my sister Lisa Bell. Let's hit the Ali Bell for Lisa. Hit the Ali Bell for Lisa, man. You see what I'm saying? Hit the Ali Bell for Lisa. You know, so anyways, let's get into this, guys. So I know you guys are probably saying that, hey man, what the hell coach mean by can Deontay Wilder set Tyson Fury up for the ultimate knockout? What I mean by the ultimate knockout, guys, is this. You know, we know that he caught Tyson Fury with that hammer from Alabama in the first fight, right? And I looked at that fight again. Actually, I looked at the 12th round. And it's something I noticed. And I looked at Deontay Wilder's last, you know, just some of his more spectacular knockouts. And they all kind of like he did the exact same thing. And I see how Tyson Fury was able to pick him apart in the second fight. Because Wilder does pretty much the same thing when he is getting ready to knock his opponents out, for the most part, right? Now, I went back and I looked at the Bermane Stavern fight. I can't really go off the Bermain Stavern fight, the second fight. Bermain Stavern just came there to get the payday. He just stood there. He was shaking like booty meat as soon as he stepped in the ring. He didn't put up no kind of resistance. And Wilder just sat there looking at him like this with his hands down, looking all mean and intimidating. And Bermain Stavern was afraid. He was shaking like a leaf in the middle of a hurricane. And Wilder caught him, dropped him a couple times. And then the third time, he just leaned back like Fat Joe, folded up like a lawn chair, and it is what it is. So, and Wilder went to swinging wild and, doing all the windmill stuff and, try to finish him. He was just that hyped up and excited. So I looked at that fight, right? But I looked at that fight. So I'm not going to play it here. You know what I mean? But what I'm going to do is this. This is what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Because I looked at how he knocked Bermain Stavern out of there, right? How he knocked him out. I looked at how he knocked out Dominique Brazil. You know what I mean? With the Bermain Stavern fight, I will say this. He caught him, when he dropped him the first time, he caught him with a two-piece right down the middle. He caught him with a two-piece right down the middle, right? In the Bermain Stavern fight, the second fight. He caught him with a two-piece straight down the middle, right? I'm going to tell you something that I did notice that Wilder did good. All right, I'm looking at when he's just staring at him. Bermain Stavern sitting there shaking like booty meat. He hit him with a two-piece again, caught him with the left hook, hit him on top of the glove, knocked him down again. Bermain Stavern, he stands back up. He was the cowardly lion that day. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. He didn't come to fight at all. Not saying that he would have won anyways, but he didn't put up no kind of resistance at all. So where am I going at with this? Because I know you guys think I'm rambling and I'm not. I want to talk about something. Can Wilder, terrible footwork, knock out, set Tyson Fury up with the ultimate KO. Ultimate KO mean this. He's not going to get back up this time. He can, but his footwork is going to be key, right? Wilder needs to work on, Malik Scott needs to be working on Wilder with footwork. Now, looks good on the pads, but all that pad shit, we all know. It all looked good on the pads. Okay, now what I'm looking at now, I'm looking at this second fight with Wilder and Tyson Fury. When the 12th round, Wilder caught Fury. He dropped him. Okay, bam. He threw the jab, pop, pop, pop. Okay, this is what Wilder did when he dropped Fury that in the first fight. When he dropped in the first fight, it's something that I noticed that I didn't catch, and I watched this fight multiple times. He threw a three-piece at him. It was a three-punch combination that he threw at Fury. Now, if you look at that fight in the 12th round, he stepped into the punch. Fury was sitting back waiting, trying to head feint, trying to wait for the right time to come in because he understood that Wilder was waiting on him to throw the right hand. Fury wasn't falling for that, right? So I'm going somewhere with this. What Wilder did was once he see that he has an opponent that has slow feet and he's just standing in front of him and he is kind of indecisive what he wants to do, Wilder will step to him. There's a habit that Wilder does all the time. He has a quick first step and he'll lead with the jab. Now, whether the jab lands or not is irrelevant. Wilder throws his jab out there for the simple fact to land that right hand, right? So he'll throw the jab out there as a distraction, just to land the right hand. All of his knockouts, mostly, I'm not going to say all of his knockouts, but a lot of his knockouts, it come the exact same way. He throw the left hand out there, it's like a filler to distract you. If that fighter's blinks, he gonna get caught. Now, with the Fury fight in the second fight, he set it up pretty good though. And I gotta give Wilder credit on this. He set it up pretty good because his footwork was okay. Because he stepped with the jab. Now, when he stepped with the jab, he came back with the right hook. And then when he came back with the right hook, he came back with that left hook and dropped Fury and he thought he was out of there. Understandably so. Everybody who he hits, and so you hit a man with a three-punch combination. Now, I will say this. The jab did not land on Fury. Fury blocked the jab with his right guard. But that split second when he blocked it, Fury, let me show you how high Fury boxing IQ is. He saw that Wilder was going to throw the right hand. Fury made a mistake in ducking his head, the same thing that he was doing the entire first fight. He kept ducking his head. Something I got to give Wilder credit on. I know I'm Deontay Wilder's biggest critic. I am his biggest critic. We all know this. We know that his fan base, most of them don't like me, and that's cool. I don't like them either. It's mutual. No love lost, right? And I know that his other supporters, the fanboyism, they can't stand me, and that's cool. The feeling is mutual. But please subscribe to the channel, and also please tune in every 6 days a week from Sunday through Friday, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to 5 o'clock, and tune in to the old boy. You see what I'm saying? But I will say this though, right? Wilder is really good at timing. If he can time you and anticipate where your head is going to be at for that split second, he's going to land that right hand. So this is what Wilder means by you need to be perfect for 12 rounds. I only need to be perfect for 2 seconds. Because he has that much faith in his right hand that if I land this hammer from Alabama, your ass ain't getting up. So now I had to go back and really analyze that. I looked at the Tyson Fury second fight, and I'm going to tell you another fight that I was really, really impressed with Wilder. When he fought, let me see. When he fought Spilka. When he fought Spilka, that was a hell of a punch. And we're going to get to Dominic Brazil as well. Arthur Spilka, when you see Wilder coming back like this, when he's coming back and he's backing up, watch his feet. His legs are real wide. I'm finna explain something to you guys. Wilder gives it away what he's trying to do. He keeps his legs real wide. If you see him in a wide leg stance and he's backing up and backing up and backing up, and his weight is shifted onto that back leg. He has most of his weight, I would say about 70% of his weight going back on that back leg and 30% on the front leg. If you see Wilder backing up in like little increments, he's setting you up. He's trying to bait you to think that you can come in. And as soon as you come in, bop, he gonna drop that hammer on your ass. You see what I'm saying? This is what he did to Arthur Spilka. I don't know his first name, but this is what he did to Spilka. Bruh, it was beautiful. And I sat back and looked at it. Wilder was backing up to the corner. Spilka was, he was doing his thing. Spilka got a little bit too overconfident. He was giving Wilder the business a little bit from a boxing standpoint, but he fell into a trap that Wilder set for him. Wilder was setting him up. When I looked at it, I said, you know what? That wasn't no fluke. I know boxing. I've been watching boxing long enough to know he set this man up for that punch. Arthur Spilka walked right into the trap and didn't even realize it. By the time he realized it was a trap, he had no woke up in the hospital and was like, damn, what happened? Dude, you fell for the banana in the tailpipe. Wilder Footwork will tell you everything you need to know about what he's going to do, right? So, sorry about that, guys. Can he set Tyson Fury up for the ultimate KO? He can, but the footwork is going to be the key. The only thing is, if I know if I know how Deontay Wilder set up his opponents, going on the back foot and front foot. Now let's talk about the front foot. Normally, if you stand directly in front of Wilder in a beeline, if you watch Fury the first fight, he did a lot of feints, and he kept his distance. Wilder was throwing some wild punches, and he was throwing punches out of place in the first Fury fight because Fury did what I like to call intelligent movement. He used a combination of feints and proper footwork, and he understood that not to be in the range of the hammer from Alabama. So he was close enough. Sometimes you can have your feet back far enough, but if you feint and you lean forward a little bit, like come up a little bit, you create an illusion that for that fighter who's waiting to set you up for that right hand, you create an illusion that that punch is going to be there. So when he tries to throw it, you get out of the way. He opens himself up. Now he's out of position. Then you can come back in and bop, hit him with a 2-3 piece, and then grab him and tie him up. That's kind of like what Tyson Fury did to Vladimir Klitschko. So Wilder's feet will tell you everything. So Malik Scott is going to have to get Wilder to disguise his footwork. Because I don't give a damn how strong his right hand is. His footwork would tell you everything you need to know before he throw that punch. Right? So if Wilder can disguise his footwork, he will be able to sneak that punch in there. Now, will it be the hammer from Alabama to knock him out, to set him up for the ultimate KO? Who knows? You see what I'm saying? But it's a possibility. Me personally, I don't think it's going to work myself. But, i.e., this is why Tyson Fury changed his whole game style in the second fight. Because he said, you know what? I'm not going to give this guy time to think and set me up for any goddamn thing. We're not finna be dancing in the videos. We're not going to be shang-a-langing, hanging all out. We're not going to be looking pretty. Nah, dog, I'm just going to come right at your ass and you just going to have to show me what's up. Right? That's the strategy that you're going to have to employ to beat Wilder. Now, Wilder is going to have to use his footwork in order to get him out of trouble, harm's way, when Fury comes in. The only thing is, Fury's not just going to come in like, just rush like a George Foreman would do. Nah, he's not going to do that. You know what I mean?
Hey, Leroy!
Shout out to my brother, too.
Received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Yeah, I saw that video. That's a lie. That's a lie. The man didn't say that. That's a lie. But I'm not even going to get into that. That's a lie. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand, everything Blue Blood say he's a liar. So he's just a professional liar. He can't help it at this point. You know, to be a part of that organization, that's what they do anyways. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. But so shout out to my brother Toon for the super chat. But this is the thing though, right? So when I looked at when Wilder fought Dominique Breazeale is a slow-footed, flat-footed zombie. He's slow. You can see Dominique Breazeale throwing a punch from a mile away. Dominique, and this is not disrespect to Dominique Breazeale, but Dominique Breazeale, when he throw his punches so slow that I can literally go to my kitchen, fix me a sandwich, put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, warm it up, cut the sandwich, come back, sit down at this table, and the punches still be coming, just be getting there. That's how slow he is. So Dominique Breazeale didn't stand a chance in hell against Deontay Wilder. Just being honest with you, right? Because he's too athletic for these guys. Now, when I say too athletic, I don't mean athletic from a standpoint of he has more agility than these guys, right? Now, we know that Deontay Wilder is the overall athlete, but inside of the ring, Fury is more athletic than Wilder. What do I mean by that? Because I know some people are like, oh man, you crazy as hell. He ain't no way hell he's more athletic than Wilder. I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. When Wilder is fighting people who has very slow feet and zombies, he looks like a superstar. But when he fights when he's fighting a top-notch fighter like Tyson Fury made him look regular. He has better footwork. Athleticism has everything to do in boxing with footwork. So if I have better footwork than you, I'm going to be in a better position to throw proper punches. I'm going to be in better position to land my punches, right? My feints is going to work, head and body feints, right? I'm going to be able to, and then if I have a higher ring IQ, I can outthink you because it's going to be a thinking man's game. Wilder mine is this: I have to land the right hand. That's what I see him trying to do. We just gonna land that right hand. Fury understands this. The nigga gonna try to land the right hand. He gonna try to land it the whole fight. So how do you nullify power? You nullify it two ways. You take the power away from the fighter by stepping to him in his chest. I.e., same thing Andre Ward did to Sergey Kovalev. I.e., same thing that Bernard B-Hop did to Oscar De La Hoya and Trinidad and stuff like that. When you're fighting a power puncher, you step right in his goddamn chest and you smother his punches. Wilder needs to have all of his knockouts happen the same way. He needs to have extension on his punches, and he needs for you to be in range, and you need to be right there to be connected. If you smother his punches, you force him to fight an inside fight game, something that he cannot do. He's not an inside fighter. He's not an inside fighter at all. He can't generate power with you up in his chest. So that's one way. The second way is to stay out of range, stay out of distance from the punch. Tyson Fury is 6'9" inches tall. He can stay out of range. He don't even really have to worry about Deontay Wilder's jab. Even if Deontay Wilder has a very effective jab, the ultimate goal is to what? Land the right hand. The left hand is not going to knock Tyson Fury out. It will be the right hand that does it. So as long as I give him angles, I use pressure. I use mental pressure. You see what I'm saying? I use mental pressure. He's going to revert back to what he knows how to do. He's not going to have better footwork than Tyson Fury. I can promise you that. He's not going to have better footwork than Tyson Fury. But if Malik Scott can if he can anticipate, if he can get Wilder to anticipate at which point in time will Tyson Fury come inside, pause, step to him in order to put that kind of pressure on him, maybe, just maybe, if he have his feet placed right, kind of like how he did Arthur Spilker, he can land that punch, that KO, to get him out of there. That's a possibility, right? But he landed it in the first fight, and he landed it in the second fight, and the guy literally did not. And the first fight he got up, and in the second fight he ate the punch. So psychologically, that has an effect on a bully, right? Who is used to knocking people out, and he's not used to people eating his punches. So footwork is going to be the key. The reason why I'm not getting excited about footage that I'm seeing on Wilder's Instagram page and Malik Scott's Instagram page is because all that shit look good when you ain't sparring. See, when you're sparring, that tells me a lot. But even sometimes sparring can be deceptive. I'm going to tell you why. Let me read this right quick. Aquarius Brown said, yes, but the problem is Fury not letting him set. Fury learned that Wilder has to get set, so Fury made him go backwards. We all know he cannot fight backwards. Right, but we're just going to assume that Wilder's going to be prepared for that this time. That's why I say Wilder's going to be 10 times better than he was in the second fight for the third fight. But the only problem is Tyson Fury is going to be 10 times better as well. So if you are a Wilder fan or supporter, you have to take that into consideration as well. Yes, it's good to say, yeah, man, to Wilder going to be way better. You just wait and see to the third fight. You're going to see my dog going to represent. But you're saying it as though Fury is not going to be better. You can't take that out of the equation as well. Your opponent is going to be better as well. He's going to build on top of what he already established already. Right? So, Malik Scott is so stupid, he wanted to discuss his burst in with Fury and thought it would end well. Yeah, but Malik Scott ain't going to be in that ring July 24th. So, you see what I'm saying, my brother? He ain't going to be in there. Smith & West said Wilder needs to show the right hand and land the left. If he can catch Fury clean, it will give Fury something to think about. If he forces Fury to start thinking, it'll slow the fight down. Yeah, he would have to force Fury to start thinking. But you know one thing I say, Smith & West? I'm going to tell you why I still pick Fury to beat Wilder by TKO in the 10th round. Wilder, he doesn't have a higher boxing IQ than Tyson Fury, in my opinion. So I think if it comes down to a thinking match, he's not going to outthink Tyson Fury. If it comes down to a thinking match. And at some point in time, desperation will have to set in. Anticipation, anxiousness will set in. I got to land this right hand. You see what I'm saying? Because I said to the lead up, off with his head, I'm going to do A, B, C, and D. You're going to feel the energy in the atmosphere. People are going to be waiting on this knockout that Wilder promised to deliver. And I think he's going to become anxious. So I'm anxious to see when the fight plan doesn't work out the way Malik Scott is putting together. When plan A doesn't work out, what is plan B going to be? Do you get what I'm saying? Because when I spoke to legendary Hall of Famer, or future Hall of Fame trainer, Tommy Brooks, I asked Tommy Brooks this. I say, and shout out to Major Key. I asked him this question. I got a chance to interview him a couple of questions on asked him a couple of questions on Major Key Boxing Podcast. Right? Of course, Fury has a higher IQ. He has a plan. Wilder and his trainer don't have a clue. Now I'm going to give him more. I'm going to give him more credit than that. I think they have a clue, but let me get back to what I was saying, brother. Let me get back to what I was saying. He said, the movies where the hero gets beat up, spends his whole time getting stronger, only for the villain to stay the same strength the whole time. This is what I expect. Yeah. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, damn, I forgot what I was going to say. That's why I should have just went on ahead and said it. Okay. This is what I was going to say. Tommy Brooks, the legendary trainer Tommy Brooks. I asked him. I say, Tommy, when you go into a fight, when you're training a fighter, and he's going to have a championship fight and all this stuff there, right? I say, do you have a plan A, B, C, or D, just in case plan A doesn't work or B doesn't work? Do you have a C or D plan that you go back to? Guess what Tommy Brooks said? Bro, he dropped a jewel on me. He said, no, I only have two plans. We have a plan A and a plan B. If you don't know who Tommy Brooks is, I advise you look him up. Trained my favorite fighter. He trained one of my favorite fighters, Pernell Whitaker. He trained Mike Tyson. He trained Evander Holyfield, Junior Jones, Hakeem Rahman, yada, 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 yada. And he learned under Angelo Dundee and Eddie Futch. The list goes on. He learned from from some of the greats. But that's neither here nor there. He said, I only have two plans going into a fight for my fighter. Plan A and plan B. If plan A don't work, we go to plan B. If plan B doesn't work, we go back to plan A. And you know why he said that? He said because the worst thing you can do is confuse a fighter. I do not want my fighter confused. So Malik Scott is probably going to have to keep the plan simple. At the end of the day, Wilder is who he is. He's a one-handed fighter. He's going to try to land that right hand. I don't care how strong his left hand gets. He's not going to knock anybody out with the left hand. He's not going to do that. He's a creature. He knows what he has to do. I got to land his right hand. And how do I know that? Because he's still talking that same thing. I only got to land, I only need 2 seconds. He's still saying the same thing. We going to knock him out off with his head. They still talking the same thing. So, in order for Wilder, hold on, the Londoner, what you say? You say, Fury has plan A through Z. I don't know if he has that many plans. I don't think Fury has a whole lot of plans. It's just different. What it is just different variations of the same plan. Let me explain to you what I'm talking about. You can have one or two. You can have two plans going into a fight. You don't need, and this is what I learned from the legendary Tommy Brooks. Shout out to the legendary Tommy Brooks. You don't need to have a plan A through Z going into a fight. Notice what Tommy Brooks said. He said the worst thing you can do is confuse your fighter. You do not want your fighter to be confused. And if he has to do a whole lot of thinking, okay, damn dog, plan A ain't working. Now I need to go to plan B. Okay, now he's saying that when Fury does this and I slip to the left, I need to go back this way. Okay, shit, that ain't working. Now let's go to plan C. That's the worst thing you can do from what Tommy Brooks told me. And he know way more about boxing than I can ever know. So I trust what he's saying. But I will say this. You can have several different variations of the same goddamn plan. I can still be executing. Let's say plan A not working. And then I go to plan B. Now, your opponent, if he has a high boxing IQ, like a Tyson Fury, he understands, okay, this dude's switching to plan B because he see plan A ain't working. I don't take that shit away from him. Someone with a high boxing IQ that you're fighting, they understand that you don't switch to a different plan. You know how I know? Because if what he's doing, if what Tyson Fury was doing and it was working in the first part of the fight, and he sees it's not working anymore, then he knows that that fighter he's fighting, his opponent, caught on, and now he's doing a different plan. So Fury will probably say, okay, he's doing this. Let me go ahead and go to my plan now. So now they sitting here thinking it's a chess match. Right? So basically, and let's say plan B not working. When you go back to plan A, you just do a different variation of it. All right, last time when I went to plan A, you know, I had my setup like this, and I was feinting, and I feint 2 times, and then try to step with the jab, and then try to throw the right hand. And then when he don't move the way I want him to move, I try to weave and try to throw the left foot to the body, but then he spit out the way and I wasn't there. This time, I'm gonna do the exact same thing, but instead of me double pump faking with the jab, you know what I mean, or triple pump faking with the jab and head faking 3-4 times before I come in, I'm gonna just head fake 1 time and then come in. You see what I'm saying? Same plan, different variation of the same plan.
Hey, Leroy.
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Shout out to Lil Bullet for the super chat. He said, I think it's going to be a chaotic, very dirty fight. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's that. See what I'm saying? If it's a chess match, I'm going to give it to Tyson Fury. If it's a chess match. Because I think Tyson Fury understands the art of patience. And I think Wilder, he wants a knockout. He wants to please his Wakandaites. But it's one thing that I don't think no one is taking into consideration. They say Tyson Fury has pillow fists. I don't believe that. I've been on this channel several times saying that no one on the planet Earth is going to tell me that a guy 6'9", 275, 280 pounds cannot punch. Sugar Hill said something very telling. He said that Tyson Fury wasn't placing his punches properly. He wasn't sitting on his punches. He was dancing around on his toes like a welterweight and just flicking the jab out there. So if I fight you and I'm dancing around on my feet, on the ball of my feet, right? And I'm flicking the jab, and I'm hitting you with that, it's going to feel very soft, i.e., he's pillow fist. But when pillow fist makes a commitment to sit down on his punches, then that means psychologically, you're looking at a fighter who's made a commitment. He understands, you know what I'm saying? In order for me to get some ass, I got to bring some ass. That's what we say down here in the South. Pause. And what that means is this. In order to get some, I got to bring some. And if I bring it, yes, I'm going to get hit. But I have to be willing to go through the fire in order to land my punch. And when the bully gets smacked in the mouth hard enough, he starts to reconsider the plan. Wait a minute, man. This ain't working out like I thought it was. This a white dude, you know, and he hitting me hard. It ain't supposed to be like that. This ain't what we worked on when we was putting videos up on Instagram. We was stunting for the gram. This ain't what we worked on. Fury is so adaptable as a fighter. Can make so many adjustments within the fight. He is a truly formidable opponent. Absolutely. I just don't, you know, I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being honest with you. You see what I'm saying? Just being honest with you. In order to bring some ass, you got to get some ass. In order to get some ass, you got to bring some ass. Pause. You know what I mean? Because I don't want that taken into account, you know, taken out of context. And this is another thing. If I truly believe that this fighter that I'm fighting has pillow fists, guess what? I would get complacent. And I would try to run in there, walk right in there thinking that, hey, that dude can't hit hard, so I'm going to eat his punches to get my shots off. That'll be a big mistake. No one is going to tell me that a 6'9", 280 pound, 75 pound, 280 pound man can't punch. No one's going to tell me that. I don't give a damn who it is. Because if you fight a fighter, and if you get punched by a guy who's fighting on the back foot, and that same guy you fight fights you on the front foot, I guarantee that the second fight, when he fought you on the front foot, those punches will land a lot harder than the first fight when he was fighting you on the back foot. If you know anything about the sport of boxing, you have to know that. You have to know that a front foot dominant fighter punches a lot harder than a back foot dominant fighter. I don't care if you're from Wakanda, Alabama, Miami, Detroit, LA, New York, San Francisco. I don't give a damn where you're from. A front foot dominant fighter punches way harder than a back foot dominant fighter any day of the week and twice on Sundays. So when you tell me, yeah, man, he wasn't punching like that in the first fight. Yeah, he wasn't punching like that in the first fight. You idiot, because he was fighting on the back foot. He was fighting in retreat the entire fight. In the second fight, he made a commitment psychologically. He said, you know what? Fuck the dumb shit. If I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out on my shield. I'm stepping to kill. I'm stepping to the Black Panther. I'm stepping to Mr. Wakanda. And I'm going to get his ass out of there. He made a commitment psychologically before he stepped in the ring, and he did that in training. So just think about that. If you don't respect the opponent that you're fighting, and you sold to the world that this guy has pillow fists, he can't punch, he can't hurt me, and then he turns around and proves you wrong in the second fight. Not only can he punch, but he hurt you multiple occasions, and he was beating you so bad that your corner had to throw a towel in, and your pride was so hurt that you said, I'm gonna fire the dude who threw the towel in. I want to go out on my shield. If it wasn't for our brother, Mr. Mark Breland, we would not have a third fight right now. Michael Doyle said, I would not like to be hit in the face by a 6'9", 280-pound man. Sugar Hill has transformed Fury into a tremendous puncher. The promise of Fury now having power, one-punch KO power, is exciting. Think about that, guys. Think about that. You're talking about, you're fighting a guy who's going backwards. If he's hitting you, you're not going to feel the punch as effective as you would if he's coming forward. Do you notice in the first fight, Wilder was smiling and stuff and yada yada yada, and him and Tyson Fury, they was really good friends before the fight. After the fight, they hugged. They was making love, giving each other sugar and all that stuff there. You know, they was all booed up in the ring, just hugging. And Tyson Fury kissed him on the forehead and yada, yada, yada. Everything was fine. But I think something happened. I think his yes man, probably said something, put in his head, and the Wakanda Ike said something, and then we know what happened. But we're not going to rehash the past. We're just going to talk about what it is right now. Can Wilder land the KO, the ultimate KO punch? Can he set it? Can he set Tyson Fury up to land that shot? Yes, he can. But his footwork is going to be the key. Now, I'm not the one to say that he's a totally different fighter based on what I'm seeing on Instagram. Instagram ain't telling me shit. That's like, listen, you showing me something on Instagram is like me watching one of these females that you see on Instagram, or one of these dudes that you see on Instagram. They showing all this money, and they show them sitting in a rental car or sitting in an Airbnb home, or they down here in Miami or somewhere. They rented a little jet ski, and we living the life, but we doing good. It's a good illusion. It looks good. Oh, you balling, huh? You that dude that got that big body biz, huh? You like to show out, huh? You doing your thug thizzle, huh? Oh, you hitting the pad work, huh? You gonna take Tyson Fury head off, huh? You mad, huh? Your Wakanda Ice don't like that, huh? They believe in you, huh? You can do it though. But the footwork is gonna be the key. Can Malik Scott break old habits in Tyson in Deontay Wilder? We won't know that until July 24th. Guess what? Tyson Fury has sparring partners. He got Jared Anderson in there. He got F.A. Jabba. And he got some other people in there he's sparring. Now, you're not going to see any sparring footage from Tyson Fury's camp or Deontay Wilder's camp. You're not going to see any sparring footage, right? But the sparring will tell me everything that I need to know. You see what I'm saying? The sparring will tell me everything that I need to know. Juvenile, that's right. The sparring will tell me everything I need to know. So the pad work, shit, hey, listen. If you want to see good pad work, pull up any Adrian Broner videos. Go on YouTube right now. Type in Adrian Broner pad work. Adrian Broner by far is the undisputed welterweight champion of the world when it comes to pad work. Ooh, did you see how AB did that? You saw how he weaved that? Oh, but look at AB, boy. I'm telling you, boy. But when AB step in the ring, this dude is finished. He gonna tear this dude up. Everybody who are fans of AB, they get the Holy Ghost. They go to twerking, bankhead bouncing. Yeah, boy, I'm telling you, boy. I'm telling you. Then they go betting all their money on this dude. Then AB get the brakes beat off of him by Marcos McDonald. Man, ain't been the same since. So don't let Instagram posts and pad work fool you. Wilder can knock Tyson Fury out, but he's going to have to trick him. He's going to have better footwork in this third fight than he did in the first and second fight. He's not going to outthink Tyson Fury. Thinking is not Wilder's strong point. When it comes to thinking in the ring, that's not his strength. Just being honest with you. His strength is intimidation and fear. I'm just being honest with you. That's just my honest assessment. Thinking is not his strong point. His strong point is pure intimidation, raw emotion, and power. He's going to have to learn how to be patient in this fight. He's going to have to learn how to place his feet properly. He's going to have to learn how to disguise what he wants to do. When I watched the Dominique Brazil fight, check this out. When I watched the Dominique Brazil fight, po Dominique Brazil, po lil tink tink, po lil tink tink. Tink tink got caught slipping. Wilder set it up so easy too. The referee had them broke up Dominique Brazil and Wilder. They had them got close with the tussling. The referee had them broke them up, right? He separated them. Wilder walked up towards Dominique Brazil nice and cool. Dominique Brazil walked up nice and cool. What Dominique Brazil did not realize that he walked into the range of the sniper. He walked into the distance that Wilder needed in order to land that hammer from Alabama. He had his hands up, but it was too goddamn late. Wilder does what he normally does. He throw the left hand out there. It was a good jab. It was a good jab. A good little stiff jab. Dominique Brazil kind of like blinked his eye a little bit. That split second was all he needed. 1-2 right down the middle. Bam, bam. Boom. It was over. Good night out of ring. All of his fights, when he knocks somebody out, it is the exact same way. He gets the extension on the punches. When I watched the Lewis King Kong Ortiz fight, Wilder did a lot of rabbit punches behind the head. Guess what? I have the receipts. So for people say, oh man, Tyson Fury fighting dirty. Guess what? Wilder fight dirty too. I know that doesn't fits the narrative. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. Hey, shout out to
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat.
Victorio
Received.
Contuno. What's going on, fam?
Boy,
Tyson
boy.
champion Wilder's death. Carlos Mendoza, what do you say, fam? You say, coach, training videos means nothing. I guarantee you Wilder goes back to his old ways in the fight, looking for the one KO punch, knockout, muscle reflexes. Yeah. I'm just calling it like I see it. Right? I just calling it like I see it. He can knock Tyson Fury out if he lands the punch correctly, if he works to set it up properly. But just because he lands the punch does not mean that that Fury is going to be not go to sleep. Guess what? I'm finna talk about something else. In the first fight, when Wilder knocked Fury down, he caught him with a straight left, the jab. He was coming forward. Fury made a mistake, is sitting there posing, faking. And Wilder said, you know what, man, damn this. I'm finna go for broke. Wilder stepped with the jab. Fury was in range. Wilder understood that the ropes was directly behind Fury. He stepped into the jab. When he stepped into the jab, now let me tell you, Fury saw the right hand coming. Fury tried to duck it. Wilder timed Fury very well. He knew that he's going to duck right down because he's been doing it the whole goddamn fight, and I've been missing. He ducked right into the right hand, and then when he ducked right into the right hand, Wilder came back with that left hook. Bam! And that's when he hit the ground, and Wilder did like that. Because up until that point, everything he touched was knockout. And then when Fury got up, you seen the look on Wilder's face. Wilder looking like, what? How he did that? And I think from that point forward, psychologically, that did something to him. My opinion. So, Wilder, Malik Scott, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, we're going to get him out of there in the 5th round. I don't even think Malik Scott believe that shit. Hold on. Let's do this. Let's do this. What you say, brother? You say, Coach, you missing that Wilder and Fury were once friends. Do you think that there's a possibility they could still be friends again in the future? I think Wilder and Fury are friends right now. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy, right? I think Wilder and Fury are friends right now. They could be playing everybody for a fool. Wilder and Fury could be playing all of us right now. Remember, they came together because, yeah, we gonna freeze out AJ. Remember that? Remember after the fight, Fury was like, yeah, Anthony Johnson, you chicken, buck. I don't want to came over here and did such. That's a possibility. They might be friends right now. They might be on the phone right now. Yeah, dog, we got them going. You got your camp going. I got my camp going. We gonna make this look good. You know what I mean? You know, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. Do I have any proof of that? Nah. I ain't got no proof. I'm not going to sit here and say what the Alphabet Boy say. See, sources say that yada, 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 yada. I ain't got no goddamn sources. But I'm just saying, you know, I think Wilder's body punching will be key. The body punching would not only take out some of the steam out of Fury early, but it was set up their head punches later. I got Wilder KO in the 9th round. Yeah, in order for Wilder will have to do jab to the body, the solar plex. If they get on the inside, he's not a good inside fighter. Fury can smother a lot of that. Fury is a damn good inside fighter. But you got a point. Footwork sets up the body work as well. You see what I'm saying? So, Wilder's going to have to be patient with the game plan. But I want you to understand something. Cristiano, NWO. Wilder's going to be 10 times better in this fight than he was in the second fight. But Tyson Fury is going to be 10 times better as well. And he can take Wilder's punch because he took it in 2 fights. So it's not like you got to take all that into consideration. He took his punches in 2 fights. So if Wilder can execute the game plan, as the legendary Tommy Brooks say, I don't like giving my fighter too many game plans, A, B, C, D. We work on plan A, and if plan A don't work, we go to plan B, and if plan B don't work, we're going to go back to plan A. And you can do several different variations of the same 2 plans. You can ask any trainer, Hall of Fame trainer, or just any trainer who know the sport of boxing, who's trained on the championship level. They will tell you the exact same thing. You can do several different versions and variations of the same plan. You can make it look like you on plan C, when in actuality, plan C was just the same goddamn plan B. We just got a different variation of it. Same shit, different toilet. You see what I'm saying? So, the pad work, putting on from the gram, that's cool. That's cool. Putting on from the gram, that's cool. And it's good to get the fans excited and everybody getting the Holy Ghost and Bankhead bouncing and we're gonna put money on this and that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. He can get him out of there, but it's gonna take more than one punch. In the first fight, he landed 3 punches. He dropped Tyson Fury with a 3-punch combination. Left jab, right hook, left hook, down. Down goes Fury. In the second fight, he landed the right hand clean in the first round, and he landed it clean in the second round. Only problem is, Tyson Fury ate it. So, to say that if he landed the right hand, that's going to be it. He landed the right hand in both fights, and it wasn't it. So what does that tell you? You're going to need more than the right hand. Footwork will be key in this fight. Who can impose their will in this fight? The fight is in 3 weeks. No, fight is in less than 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. The day the 5th, the fight is on the 24th. So we got 19 days. 19 days. 2 weeks and 5 days. The footwork is going to be the key. Press conference was lousy. Yes, it was. That energy is different from Wilder. He ain't got that same energy. He ain't got that same energy, man. I'm just being honest with you. The energy ain't there. The energy is good on Instagram. Energy is good in the Alphabet Boy channels. But when Fury was present, the energy was gone. So that tells me that psychologically something. It reminds me of something, though. It reminds me of something. Some of you guys may have just started watching boxing. I've been watching boxing a long time. You know, I'm an old man. I'm 47 years old. But you remember I told you guys I was a fanboy of this guy. Let me show you something. Hold on, guys. I was a fanboy of this guy right here. For all you new booties who just started watching boxing 2-3 years ago, this guy is Roy Jones Jr., Hall of Famer. Put the mic up. I'm going to tell you a little story. Roy Jones was the most feared man in boxing in the middleweight division, light heavyweight division, middleweight and light heavyweight. He moved all the way up to heavyweight and he fought John Ruiz for I think it was the WBA heavyweight championship of the world. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the WBA. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and look that up right quick. I think it was for the WBA heavyweight championship of the world. Roy Jones Jr. Looking it up right now, guys. Roy Jones. If I'm not mistaken, he won the WBA John Ruiz. Yep. WBA heavyweight champion of the world. He moved back down in weight, fought Antonio Tarver. Antonio Tarver is from the same city that I'm from. I hated Antonio Tarver. I love Roy Jones Jr. He's a Florida boy like me. Antonio Tarver fought Roy Jones in the first fight. It was a tough fight. Roy Jones did not look the same. Roy Jones looked like he was a little slower. It looked like he lost his athleticism. Some would say he lost that first fight, but he did pull out the championship rounds. Antonio Tarver talked so much trash that he got convinced Roy Jones, which he never should have did. Roy should have retired, to fight for a second fight. He knocked Roy Jones out, put my hero to sleep in the second fight. First fight, Roy squeaked it out. Some would argue that he won. Me being a fanboy, Roy Jones won. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Me being a fanboy of Roy Jones. You know, I'm a fanboy of Roy Jones Jr., Pernell Whitaker, R.I.P. to Pernell, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, the two great Hall of Famers who are no longer with us right now. Let's hit the Ali Bell for both of them. One for Pernell, one for the Marvelous one. And I was a fanboy of Mike Tyson. So I understand fanboyism because I used to be a fanboy. So when I see fanboys getting offended, threatening people online about Wilder, I get it. I was you 20-some years ago. 47, I'm too old to be a fanboy right now. Oh, yeah, hold on. I might be a fanboy of Trevor Bryan, but we ain't going to talk about Trevor Bryan right now. So let's move that to the side right quick. But anyways, Roy Jones got knocked out in the second fight. Where am I going at with this? I'm finna tie this to Deontay Wilder. Finna show you something. Go back and look at that fight. Roy got knocked out. Second fight, Tyson Fury dominated Deontay Wilder. Roy Jones psychologically was never the same after he got knocked out. After he got knocked out, he was never the same. Where am I going at with the coach? Where you going at with this? Hold on. Deontay Wilder reminds me a lot of Roy Jones Jr. Not from a skill set standpoint, but from a psychological standpoint after he took his loss. What do I mean by that? When they was promoting the third fight, guess who would not show up at the press conference? Roy Jones Jr. Pretty much, Antonio Tarver had to promote that fight all by himself. Roy Jones didn't even want to show up at the press conference. And then when he did show up at the press conference, he came inside, pause, said a few words, and he left. He could not even face Antonio Tarver for a third fight. He couldn't even face him at the press conference. Sound very familiar, doesn't it? Now I know what you're going to say. No, man, I don't know what you're talking about, dog. Wilder, you know, the twerkinator, he was there. He was at the press conference with Tyson Fury, and he was standing in his face. The energy was different. He had the headphones on. Tyson Fury standing behind him, shadow boxing with his shirt off. He was disengaged. He even said when he started his speech, "I'd like to give thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ." Tyson Fury converted him to come to Jesus. Never heard him say that prior to any of his fights. I heard Tyson Fury saying it, and then Fury said, "Well, I'd like to thank Wilder for coming over to Jesus." Ass whoopers do that to you. But the third fight, Roy Jones didn't even want to face Antonio Tarver. The energy was different. This is my hero, Roy Jones Jr., but his energy was different when it came to Antonio Tarver in that third fight. He didn't even want to face the man in the press conference. Quiet as a church, but he didn't really want to say much. Go look at the Antonio Tarver, Roy Jones third fight build-up, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't want to admit it, but it wasn't the same. This is what I saw in the third press conference with Wilder and Fury. I didn't see Bomb Squad. I didn't hear,
To this day.
I ain't hear none of that. I saw Beats by Dre headphones, looking around, and he had an interpreter speaking on his behalf. That told me everything I needed to know. Because I saw this movie before. I read this book before. So, I want you guys to look that up. And then you'll see what I'm talking about. But you got to look at it through an unbiased lens. If you're a fanboy, you ain't going to see it anyways. If you're a fanboy, Deontay Wilder's the best fighter in the history of the heavyweight division. Nobody's better than him. Tyson Fury cheated. It's a conspiracy against him. White people hate him. They conspired against him. They did A, B, C, and D to him. And our king will come back and he'll rise back to glory. And I don't care what you say, and what yada, 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 yada. Heard it all before, like Sunshine Anderson. But I saw this movie before, and I read this book before. My hero, Roy Jones Jr., I saw the same shit with Antonio Tarver. I saw it. The press conference. I'm like, damn, Roy, this ain't Roy. This ain't the same Roy. Like, what the hell? I wish I was there to talk for Roy. And when you all know, everybody know I talk a whole lot of shit. I can talk. Any fighter need a promoter or a spokesperson. I am for hire. You can hire me. I had the gift of gab. I'm very articulate. You know what I mean? My oratorical skills are pretty good. Need a hype man, I'll hype you up. If you're trying to get a fight, you can't get a fight, just hire me. I'll make sure you get that fight. I can promise you that. I'll make sure you get that fight. Terrence Crawford need to hire me because the nigga don't do no goddamn talking. He my favorite fighter, but I'm tired of this bullshit. October can't get here fast enough. Want to see him leave top rank. But anyways, let's stay on topic. So for all you quiet fighters out there who can't get fights and you're quiet and you don't know what to say, hire me. Hire Coach Malachi Williams. I promise you I will get you that fight. I promise you I'll get you that fight. My pull-up game serious. We pulling up everywhere. If you are a fighter and you are struggling to get a fight with anybody, call me. You can hit me up at New Media Today USA at gmail.com, or you can go to my Instagram and look up Coach Malachi Williams and send me a DM. And say, look, man, I'm struggling to get fights. I'm with the PBC. Al Heyman is on the looking out for Errol Spence and Deontay Wilder. And dog, I've been sitting on the shelf. I can't get no fights. I'm trying to fight this dude. I'm trying to fight that dude. Gary Russell Jr. having trouble getting fights. He needs somebody like me. If you're a fighter who's having trouble getting fights, you need somebody like me. I'm going to show up at that fighter's mama house. I'm going to show up at that fighter's baby mama house. When he's at church, I'm going to be right there in church with him. I'm going to be at the podium. We're going to take the microphone from the pastor. That's what we say in the South. Oh, pastor. We're going to take, not the pastor, the pastor. We're going to take the microphone from the pastor and we're going to call this nigga out. Trevor Bryant, you need somebody like me. Because these fighters that have no personality, who just sitting around and ain't doing nothing, shang-a-langing, can't get no fights, you ain't speaking up for yourself, like Terrence Crawford, my favorite fighter. You sitting around ain't saying shit. Closed mouth don't get fed, boy. Y'all need to hire me. Literally. When I finish, that fighter who you wants to fight, He is going to be so mad and so angry that he will sign that contract right there on the spot. I'm going to make the nigga so mad that they're going to want to jump us. I promise you that. He going to sign that contract right there on the spot. I promise you that. But anyways, let's get back on the topic. Can Deontay Wilder set up Tyson Fury for the ultimate KO? He can, but footwork is going to be the key. Footwork is the most important thing in the sport of boxing. I don't give a damn how good you are. I don't care how fast your hands is. I don't care about none of that stuff. If your ass don't have good footwork and you step in the ring with somebody who has better footwork than you, your ass gonna get out. They're gonna get you out of there. You're gonna get outworked and you might get knocked out. And if you become predictable, you can be predictable when you're fighting Bermain Stavern, 75-year-old Louis King Kong Ortiz, Dominique. I don't have no athleticism. I'm slow as hell. I move like Frankenstein. Brazil. Arthur getting too anxious, trying to come in to get my punches off. Spilker. You can do all of that shit when you fighting them. But when you fighting a 6'9", 280-pound gypsy, and this dude can fight, and you put all that other shit aside, put all that, oh, he has the complexion for the protection. He got pillow face. When you got to put all that, when you put all that aside, when the rubber meets the road, and when the shit hit the fan, at the end of the day, this white boy can fight. Do I like Tyson Fury? Hell no. Am I a fan of Tyson Fury? Hell no. Not a fan of Tyson Fury. But guess what? Do I love Tyson Fury boxing skills? Hell yeah. Can Tyson Fury box? Hell to the yeah. And by him training with Sugar Hill, and I'm very familiar with the crunk style. Do you want to know why? Because I'm very familiar with the late great Emmanuel Stewart. And Sugar Hill has been with his uncle before he passed away. He's very familiar with that. And if you know anything about Emmanuel Stewart, you would know that Tyson Fury would not be bullshit with Deontay Wilder. I'm going to tell you something that, and I'm trying to get this guy on this show. Buddy McGirt told me. I'm going to tell you something that Buddy McGirt told me. He told me that, the great, my favorite fighter was Pernell. One of my favorite fighters was Pernell Whitaker. At lightweight and welterweight. Love Pernell Whitaker. R.I.P. to Sweet Pea. One of the baddest mofos that ever put on a pair of gloves. Pernell Whitaker was so great that he can literally be standing 3 inches away from you, in your face. His footwork and upper body movement and ring IQ was so superior that he can literally be standing 3 inches away from you. He can throw 10 punches, land 9 of them. You can throw 10 punches and won't land one goddamn punch, and he'll get on out the goddamn way. And he'll be standing right in front of you, and after you throw your punches off, he get his punches off, he'll get out of the way, and you'll be frustrated as hell, and you'll be chasing him the whole goddamn fight. That's how good he was. Pernell Whitaker. You see what I'm saying? Pernell Whitaker. That's right. Kevin Kilgore, Sweet Pea, you right about that. That was my guy. Pause. You see what I'm saying? But Buddy McGirt, legendary, Hall of Famer. But Buddy McGirt, bad boy. He gave my fighter, Pernell Whitaker, one of the hardest fights he ever had in his life. That first fight. Second fight, my main man Pernell beat the brakes off of him. Shit wasn't even close. But the first fight, yeah. Well, guess what Buddy McGirt said, guys? I'm giving y'all some uncut game right now. I told you what Tommy Brooks said about plan A and plan B. If plan A don't work, we go to plan B. If plan B don't work, we go back to plan A. And we just gonna give them a different variation of the same shit that we came up with the first time. Right? Okay, I was just looking at some guys. Tyson Fury gonna be ready. But this is what Butter McGirt said. He said, you know what, when I was preparing to fight Pernell Whitaker, I wasn't necessarily really studying Pernell Whitaker. I had to prepare for Georgie Benton. Georgie Benton was Pernell Whitaker's trainer. R.I.P. to Georgie Benton. He said that was the one I really had to worry about because he was the one that was putting the game plan together. You have to study the trainer. This is what Butter McGirt said. I never heard that before until the Hall of Famer mentioned that to me. And he said that on Major Key Boxing. Shout out to Major Key. Y'all please go subscribe to the YouTube channel. So, they say Malik Scott is a boxing encyclopedia. That's what they say. They say Malik Scott is a boxing historian. He's been in Wilder's camp since 1979. He was there the whole time when Mark Breland was there. I say Malik Scott is a glorified yes man. That's what I say. But hey, who is me? You know, it's based on a lot of shit he's saying that I totally disagree with. My opinion. But I get it. When you have a fighter that's been physically beaten and psychologically beaten, because you could take the physical beating. Winning and losing is a part of the sport of boxing. But the psychology, the psychological level that you're going to have to be at in order to compete on this level, especially when you're training a fighter who's never lost before, because he was fighting C-class fighters. And then when he fights someone who everybody told him that he should easily beat, and then that guy destroys him, it does something to the psyche. So I get what Malik Scott is doing. He has to massage Deontay Wilder's ego and psyche. Only problem with that is when you have a bunch of yes men around you, they're not going to tell you the truth. And if anyone does tell you the truth, if you get mad and want to get rid of it and fire them, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. See, you're going to have to study Sugar Hill. What is Sugar Hill working on? He said we're working on Tyson Fury's one-punch knockout power. Now, I remember when Tyson Fury said that I'm going to come straight at Wilder in the second fight. If you look at the press conference, he said, I'm going to come straight at Wilder, and I'm going to knock him out in 2. Remember that to this. Remember that to this day. Remember that video? Radio Raheem, seconds out. Remember that?
But at the end of the day, we have no proof. To this day.
Remember that video? Yeah. No, y'all remember that. When Tyson Fury told Wilder, yeah, man, I'm going to knock you out. I'm going to knock him out in 2. I'm going to come straight forward at him. And I'm going to get him out of there. Deontay Wilder says, you ain't never knocked nobody out like that. You got pillow fists. I don't believe you. So when you say that you're going to knock me out, when you got pillow fists and you couldn't even hurt me the first fight, and it was a long count and all that stuff there, that's the only reason why you got up. We don't believe you. I'm going to knock you out. Wilder didn't believe him. Guess what? The man did exactly what he said he was going to do. He didn't get him out there in the second round, but he got him out of there in the 7th round. And you need to be thinking, Tyson and Deontay Wilder. You need to be thanking Mark Breland. Shout out to Mark Breland, because his name has been dragged through the mud and scandalized, and he's been lied on, and his character has been assassinated and dismerchified because a nigga with an ego couldn't take a loss from a white boy. Yeah, I'm not gonna go along to get along. I ain't built like that. But hey, he said he was gonna come forward. Wilder said, I don't believe you. I bet you believe him now. I bet you believe him now. In his third fight, Fury says that, hey, listen, I'm going to come in at 300 pounds. Now, I don't believe that. I think 300 pounds is too much weight. I think Fury should come in at the same weight he came in last time. Probably like 275, maybe put on maybe 5 pounds, 280. He said he going to come at you again. I bet you believe him now. You didn't believe him the first fight, but I know goddamn well you believe him this fight. You didn't believe him the second fight, but guess what? I bet you believe him this fight. I bet you believe him this fight. So, and you better train and prepare like you believe him too. Because the white boy from across the pond, the Gypsy King, he ain't bullshitting. I don't want you. Now, these are some of the adjustments that I think Deontay Wilder needs to make, guys. These are the adjustments that Deontay Wilder needs to make. The first adjustment is do not wear no goddamn costume to the ring. That's the first adjustment. Forget the pads, forget the jump rope, forget the road work, forget all that shit. The first adjustment, don't wear no goddamn costume to the ring. That's the first adjustment. The second adjustment, have people on your team that can criticize you without the fear of being fired. Get rid of the yes men. If you are a yes man and you get offended by what I'm saying, tough goddamn luck. Stop being an old Ralph Tresvant ass nigga. Because only the yes men will get offended by what I'm saying. Don't go back to the glam squad and have them make any more costumes for you. That's the first adjustment. Second adjustment, listen to criticism. If everybody on your team is agreeing with you and making up excuses, you need to get rid of their ass. That's the second thing. But the fight 3 weeks away, so it's too late for that right now. The third thing you need to do is take Tyson Fury very seriously. The white boy can fight. Why I keep saying white boy? Not trying to make it racial, but I'm saying this because they made it racial as though because he white, he not supposed to be able to fight and do the things he's supposed to do. Hell to the no. That man can fight, boy. That man can fight. I love Tyson Fury's boxing skills. I love his feints. I love the way I see him thinking in the ring. I love how he sets his punches up. Does he have an ugly style? Yeah. When he fought Wilder the second fight, was he mauling Wilder and putting him in the headlock and all that shit? Yeah, he was doing all of that. I admit all of that. He was doing all of that. Yeah, he did that. But if you study the sport of boxing, you're going to have fights like that with dudes mauling you. You're supposed to be a killer from Alabama, right? You should have been ready for that. But you wasn't prepared the second fight. You know how I know you wasn't prepared the second fight? Because in the press conference, when Tyson Fury told you exactly what he was going to do, you said, I don't believe you. So you couldn't get prepared for something because you didn't believe he was going to do it in the first place. That's why you got your ass whooped. See, if I was on your team, I'd be telling you this shit. I probably won't get no check. I'll probably get fired. But guess what? I don't give a damn. What you say, Jim Jones? You think that Wilder and Malik are in the same relationship as Wilder and Lamar Dean Scott? I don't, you know, as White and Lamar Scott. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What do you say, Jabril Bay? You say Fury has a street fighter mindset with a disciplined plan built into his determined vision. It's like a street fighter with experience who know anger in the wilderness and wildness. Okay, will lose their focus once tagged. Ricardo, what you say? Richard, what you say, fam? You say like Muhammad Ali. He has many tricks as Muhammad Ali. I can't believe he outpointed Klitschko. Case closed. But that's why you lost the second fight. You wasn't prepared. See, when you got a whole bunch of DJ Khaled's on your team, we the best. Another one. That's it. Oh, did you see when he hit that pad? Oh, boy, did you see that? Boy, did you see that? Everybody hyping you up, making you feel good. When you got a bunch of DJ Khaled's on your team, you can't be prepared for war. Because can't nobody tell you nothing. Hell, even Malik Scott said in the press conference that Deontay Wilder, he can be very stubborn. Same problem Mark Breland was had. You can't teach a stubborn nigga nothing. A country stubborn nigga from Alabama who ain't never had shit, fought his way up, and now he's worth $40-some million by knocking out C-class fighters. And now you're trying to tell this man something, and he got a bunch of DJ Khaled's on his team? Major Key. Another one. DJ Khaled. Yeah. So you wasn't prepared. Because you said, I don't believe you. When Fury said that he gonna come at your ass in the second fight. Pause. And you know how I know I'm right? Because I saw the look in your face when the bell rung. Tyson Fury ran over there to Deontay Wilder's corner like Usain Bolt. And immediately, Wilder went to backing up like this, like, what's going on? This ain't a part of the plan. This is not what I thought it was going to be. He wasn't prepared. Lack of preparation equals ass whooping every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Lack of preparation equals ass whooping every day of the week and twice on Sundays. So this time, Wilder believes Tyson Fury. Hey man, he coming again, dog, like he did. He said he gonna come like he did last time. What we gonna do? Okay, let's show what we working on the gram. So we gonna put this video up on the gram, and we gonna show we working on this. And throw the jab, pop, pop, go to the slip, go to the body, pop, pop, and then move this way. Yeah, dog, let's show him that. Maybe we can intimidate him a little bit. Remember that. Lack of preparation equals ass whooping every day of the week and twice on Sundays in the sport of boxing. The person who is mentally and physically more prepared than the other fighter who's depending on one punch. I tell you what, I'll take a fighter who is prepared, who can be taught, who will listen, over a fighter who tells me, man, you know what, man, all I need is 2 seconds. You got to be perfect for 12 rounds. With that mentality, fighting a world-class, top-notch fighter, see, that shit will work against a King Kong Ortiz. Dominique, I ain't real Brazil. Bermain, it's hard for me to learn Stavern. Arthur Spilker. And all those taxi cab drivers and Uber drivers you fought your entire career. All that shit will work with them. But when you're fighting an apex predator and he's coming into the jungle and he's hunting lions, you the king of the jungle, Guess what? I am a lion hunter. I'm going to come into your jungle, in your own backyard, in your country, in Las Vegas, in front of all of your Wakandaites, and I'm going to snatch all of the teeth out of your mouth. When you're not prepared and you got a bunch of yes men around you, it's a recipe for disaster. So I say all that to say this, guys. Buddy McGirt said that he had to study Georgie Benton as well as Pernell Whitaker. And if I'm Sugar Hill, I'm saying, okay, we know we're going to see a Deontay Wilder that's going to be 10 times better. What is it that we think he's going to do this time? We know he has to do something better this time because the second fight, he didn't do shit the second fight. So we're going to expect him to come out swinging. We're going to expect him to come forward. And if he comes forward and try to press the fight, you're going to have to be strong enough. You're going to have to hit hard enough in order to give him something to think about. We're not going to sit in the beeline. What does a beeline mean, guys, in the sport of boxing? That means to be directly in front of the guy. We ain't going to sit there like Ortiz did when he got knocked out both times. We're not going to sit in front of him like Dominique Brazil when he got knocked out. We're not going to sit there like Bermain Stabern when he got knocked out. No, we ain't doing that. We're going to show him that shoulder. We're going to put that jab in his face. That's what we're going to do. We're going to show him that shoulder and put that jab in his face. And when he do this, we got something for him. I wish Wilder would work on them legs, though, to be honest with you. I wish he'll work on them legs because he's going to need it on the inside fight game. He's going to need it. And another thing, too. Why are they fighting back in Las Vegas? That's the scene where the crime happened at, right? Wilder supporters say that the Las Vegas Nevada Athletic Commission, the sport of boxing, conspired against Wilder. That's what Wilder said, and I think his fanboys ran with it. So why are you fighting back in the same place where you say you was cheated at? Wilder dumbass benching 300 pounds based on what Fury's saying. He say, what up, though? Coach, are you secretly in the camp? Nah, man, I ain't in nobody's camp, bro. Yeah. No, I'm not in nobody's camp. I know boxing, though. Matt Cedillo, what do you say, fam? You say, where's young Pharaoh to make sense of all of these questions, coach? I don't know. Shout out to young Pharaoh, though, man. I got love for young Pharaoh. He kind of crazy. He kind of pseudo and shit, but you know, I remember young Pharaoh on the side of the TV, the Black Power Chitlin circuit. So you know, boxing ain't, you know, is a whole nother animal though. Anyway, let me address some of these questions. I say, Coach, do you think you think there will be any incidences in the crowd if Wilder loses the Fury again? Possibility. Possibility. His fan base does a lot of, you know, you got these old ass niggas in the alphabet boys. I'm 47, right? These dudes my age and they're my age and older. They're my age and older. You know what I mean? So, I think Wilder's gonna be really. He's gonna be ready. I think Wilder's gonna be ready though, man. All bullshit aside, I think Wilder's gonna be ready. I just think that, you know, him and Malik Scott, if he listens to Malik Scott, get his conditioning up and just be in the fight for the long run. Don't underestimate your opponent. You see what I'm saying? He say, what size are your arms, fam? That's a good question. I think they 20 inches. Last time I measured them. Last year they was 20s, you know, so sitting on dubs. Sitting on dubs. But yeah, I'm anxious to see which coach trainer can execute the game plan the best. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, me personally, I'm betting on Sugar Hill. I'm just betting on Sugar Hill. I don't know nothing about Malik Scott outside of he took a dive against Deontay Wilder. I looked at Malik Scott. I looked at the fight that Malik Scott had with Wilder, and Wilder hit the man literally on his right glove. And the nigga hit the ground. Literally. And he faked like he was trying to get up and fell back down. He thought like he was really injured. I'm just being honest with you. And I like Malik Scott I don't know him personally as a person when he does interviews. He's very articulate. You know, I am a stickler for articulation, so I do like the fact that he's very articulate. But he's a yes man, in my opinion. Nigga, you took a dive against me when we fought. And you telling me I'm 10 times better inside of the ring than Muhammad Ali, and I don't fought 10 times more battles than Muhammad Ali outside of the ring. Nigga, you fired. I got to fire you instantly for even saying some dumb ass shit like that. I'm just being honest with you. I'm saying me. That right there tell me right there he is a glorified yes man. He got that job because he was DJ Khaled, Funk Master Flex, Uncle Al, R.I.P. to DJ Uncle Al, Jam Pony, Slick Vic, Big Ace, DJ Clue. He was all those hype men, hype DJs all wrapped up into one. Hell, if I had a dude in my camp telling me that, guess what? You hired. You're going to be my trainer too. You got the great, legendary Muhammad Ali standing behind me. The man can fight on the front foot or the back foot. The man has fought multiple Hall of Famers. Legendary. Put the sport of boxing on his back. Talk the talk and walk the walk. And when he lost, he didn't make no goddamn excuses. So I ain't got no faith in Malik Scott from a trainer standpoint. I like the guy. He's very articulate. You know what I mean? He can talk good, but that's about it. I'm just being honest with you. So I take Sugar Hill as a trainer over Malik Scott every day of the week and twice on Sundays. That's how I feel. And I tell Malik Scott that in his face. Literally. With all due respect. And I like the guy. But just because I like you does not mean that I'm not going to call you out on your bullshit. And as a matter of fact, I know what some of y'all might be saying. Let me see something. Let me see something. Yeah, let me do this, man. Let me do this. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna shut it down, right? But what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go for about another 20 minutes. I'm gonna open the panel up and let whoever want to come in. You gotta be respectful. If you come on, I'm gonna let you talk, say what you gotta say. Gotta be respectful. We're gonna respect everybody over here. We ain't gonna be doing all that ratchet stuff and yelling and cursing and you can just cursing and disrespecting everybody. We ain't gonna do that. And I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. I'm gonna let you talk. And you don't have to agree with me. This is not like the Alphabet Boy channels where you're going to get blocked if you say something that you don't agree with me and, and all that stuff there. I mean, I get called coon, Uncle Tom, sell out, saying, but I don't care about that. You can stay here. I ain't got no problem with that. I'm not no Ralph Tresvant ass dude, right? But anyways, let's go because I want to make sure this dude still got this on this thing. Yeah, I just want to make sure. You see what I'm saying? I hope the brother removed it. I really do hope the brother removed this. No, he didn't remove it. It's right here on his Instagram. Nigga still got it on his Instagram. He says, human media always misquoting me for the sake of clickbait. Misspelled bait, but that's okay. And because they know their fellow humans are the most easiest creatures to finesse. We're gonna try to get Malik Scott some more subscribers on Instagram. So shout out to Malik Scott. I never said that at Bronze Bomber was the closest thing to Muhammad Ali in this time. My exact words were, Deontay Wilder is 10 times more skilled in the ring than Muhammad Ali ever was, and have beaten 10 times more battles outside of the ring than Muhammad Ali ever did. Now write about that shit. We on our bomb squad stuff. Nigga, please. We got the legend standing behind us, and this nigga say some dumb ass shit like that. And the fanboys will say, oh, yeah, man, you know, yeah, but see what it is, see, what it is, see, this what it is, see, what it is, see, what had happened was, well, see, what it is, see, this what had happened, see, this what he was talking about, right? See, what he meant was, you said some country ass shit like that. I'm done. Ain't no way in the hell I'm betting on motherfucking Wilder to win this fight when he got a nigga like that training him. This nigga is a hype man. Period. And I'm dead ass serious about that. So anyways, let me go ahead and drop this right quick. I'm gonna let everybody talk for like 20 minutes and we're gonna wrap this show up. Let everybody talk for like 20 minutes. And anybody welcome on the panel. You don't have to agree with me, whatever. It don't matter to me. Show some respect or you will get kicked off and you won't ever come back to this channel again. So that I showed that just in case anybody think I'm making this shit up. Not making it up. The nigga said that. And you guys know how I am about my old school fighters. So I'm betting on Sugar Hill. I like Sugar Hill every day of the week, 7 days of the week, twice on Sundays. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Hit him a round of applause.
What's going on, brother?
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead and talk, my brother.
Hey, man, first and foremost, bro, look, man, if Malik Scott was really his friend, he would have trained Tyson Fury for this fight. You know what I'm saying? If he was Deontay Wilder's real friend, he would have trained Tyson Fury. Because we know there's no damn way in hell that he's helping Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder.
Let me get this super chat out the way.
Hey, Leroy!
Super chat received.
Playtime's over, boy.
Jethro66 says, please support our king, Trevor Bryan. Now, we ain't gonna say he our king now, but we gonna support the brother. Hey, Major Key, so you saying that you don't think that Malik Scott is helping Wilder?
Yeah, I'm just saying that, look, man, like everybody's been saying, look, I'm not going to say he's 100% a yes man, but obviously he doesn't. I forgot who said that. I was watching somebody and they said, look, man, I think it was actually Troy that was arguing with somebody on somebody's channel. And he was like, tell me what, Malik Scott can teach him in a few months that, Breland couldn't teach him in 12 years. Right? So at the end of the, and especially when Malik Scott lost to him and then Tyson Fury busted both of their eardrums. So like, really, like, it's all hype, you know what I'm saying? It looks good on paper, right? I mean, to some people, I guess, because everybody, oh, shit, they doing some great mitt work, you know what I'm saying? But, mitts don't hit back, you know what I mean? Like, and some people even see bad form on the mitt work. So, it's all for camera, it's all for staging, it's like a press thing that everybody opens it up so they can see you doing the mitt work and you look good and things like that. But at the end of the day, man, so you practice for this stuff. You practice for this exposure with the press, And even when you practice, you don't look really great. Like you couldn't like really practice that much, a 30 seconds clip to make it to perfection. Instead, you still got people saying that they see flaws, So something's obvious because you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Sometimes you can teach them how to do what they do better. You know what I mean? But you can't teach an old dog new tricks all the time. Especially somebody that everybody that says that Deontay Wilder is stubborn. And look, man, again, I've always backed up Wilder. I've always tried to hype him up and things like that. But the thing is now he's been out there like talking shit about Fury. You know what I'm saying? And in a negative way, like he didn't lose the fight when we all saw him lose the fight. You know what I'm saying? And so now, because he came out like that, now we have to bring it right back to him. Okay, so you're going to be grimy like that, cutthroat like that, you're going to talk shit like that, then we have to talk shit like that. You know what I'm saying? As consumers. Because I'm the one buying the fight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to buy the fight, if you're talking that much shit. Now I want to buy the fight just because I want to see Fury whoop his ass. And it's not because I wouldn't root for him as an American, for Deontay Wilder. It's just because he never took the L. He never took it to the heart and say, you know what, guys? Yeah, he was the better man. You know what? He beat me, man. I'm going to come back and I'm going to bring it down. You know what I'm saying? Instead, he made so many excuses. That's not what we like over here, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, and everybody are entitled to their opinion. I really feel that, I'm just like non-biased, me just being as objective as possible. I'm looking at the trainers. I'm looking at Sugar Hill, and I thought it was just me, but when we was on your show, and remember when I asked, what was it, Buddy McGirt about, his preparation for the first fight with Pernell Whitaker, and he talked about Georgia Benton. You know what I mean? Salute to Georgia Benton, man, RIP. And he talked about he had to not only just get prepared he said he wasn't necessarily really worried too much about Pernell, but he was worried about Pernell's trainer because he knew that was a hell of a goddamn trainer. So, and I'm like, I'm a stickler for who training this fighter. Who is the trainer? What is his trainer's track record? Is he, does his fighters normally be prepared? How they fight how do they normally fight when this trainer's training this guy? And I don't have a track record on Malik Scott. And Malik Scott has been in that corner forever with Wilder, right? And so I'm just saying I'm just not high on the guy. Now I like Malik Scott when he's doing interviews. I like Malik Scott. He's very articulate and stuff like that. Yeah, all that's cool and dandy. I like Malik Scott as it relates to that. But when it comes to training, I don't, and from my understanding of how Wilder is, he's very stubborn. It's hard to teach a stubborn person something. And in order to teach someone who's stubborn something, they have to show, there's one character trait that you have to show. They have to show the art of humility. You have to humble yourself down in order to be willing to be taught something.
Right.
Even if you... Go ahead.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. No. I was going to say that's a major key right there. And you're absolutely right. You have to, you can't, if you have a wall in your brain that doesn't allow information to come in because you are sticking to your guns, doubling down on false information and thinking that everybody else is supposed to believe you when we saw what the hell we saw with our eyes. And trust me when I tell you, like when we were watching the fight, I'm like, look, man, I think Tyson Fury's actually gonna try to bring it to him like that. And my boy was there. He's like, oh, you crazy, bro? Deontay Wilder's gonna knock him out. But my boy's a casual. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling him, look, man, I think that Tyson Fury's gonna bring it to him. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, you think this guy could really beat Deontay Wilder? He's a beast. I was like, okay. And then as the fight progressed, my boy was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? What's happening here? And I apologize for cursing. We good. Yeah, but like he was like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, yo, oh shit, man, what am I watching? And I was like, I told you, bro, I told you. And then when the ref stopped it, when they threw in the towel, he's like, oh shit, man, I didn't believe that was gonna happen. I was like, I told you, and I just stepped up and walked away. I didn't even throw it in his face and nothing like that, because I know he's a casual. That's my homeboy. I was like, I told you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man.
Hey, and this is another thing. Like this brother here he say no towel, no excuse, no stoppage by any ref excuse. He wants to go out on his shield. Let him go out on his shield, and I feel the same way. I feel the same way. Don't stop the fight.
This time, this time I would agree with that. If that's what he's trying to accomplish, you know what I'm saying? He should sign a waiver, and he should sign a waiver exclusive to him that, hey, I don't care about none of the commissioning rules and things like that, and blase. I don't want Towel to be thrown in. That's one of the exclusions in my contract. I don't want anybody throwing that towel in. That's it. Okay. If he gets knocked the hell out and the ref doesn't stop it, I don't want to hear nobody saying, "Oh, the ref should have stopped it."
Yeah. Yeah, because let's look at this, man. You know, we have seen fighters where fighters got killed in the ring, right? We have seen fights where fighters went into comas, where fighters just wasn't the same. Look at what the brother from Canada is, Stevenson. Stevenson, light heavyweight. He was the light heavyweight champion. He was fighting a fighter. I forgot the guy who was fighting, but Teddy Atlas was training this fighter. Anybody in the chat know what I'm talking about? And he got put in a coma. And I think he's still recovering. Superman Stevenson, you guys remember who I'm talking about? This happened a couple of years ago. He was winning the fight, but then he started taking the beating.
Yeah.
He started taking Adonis Stevenson. Adonis Stevenson. He started taking the beating, and then he went in the coma. Ask his wife how she feel about that. That woman was crying. So Wilder says, hey, man, you know what? Don't worry about my kids, my family. They're going to be okay. Okay. As OJ Jew Man would say, okay. Y'all don't know nothing about OJ Jew Man. Y'all got to go back to the old Gucci Man days and all of that stuff there. If that's how you want to go out, let him go out on his shield then.
Yeah, he ate some spoiled grits that morning when he said that shit.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, if that's what he wants, so be it. I am a granter of wishes. I sure wish I could be a referee that day. I'm gonna say, hey man, may the best man win. I ain't stopping no fight. You say this how you said you wanted to go out? So goddamn be it. Because I know one thing, if Tyson Fury is getting the brakes beat off of him, the way Wilder was getting beat that second fight, Tyson Fury gonna save his fighter. Remember Buddy McGirt said that Paulie Maldolani was upset with him because he stopped the fight. I remember he said that. He said he was mad at him for a little bit. But the trainer's going to do what he got to do to save his fighter. And guess what? If Mark Breland talking about a third fight right now. So the same guy you fired, which there's nothing wrong with you firing Mark Breland, because trainers get fired all the time. The only issue I have with it is you scandalized the man's name and you dismerchified his character. You slandered him in the public.
Yeah, I'm going to start using that word, man, that besmirchified, bro. I love it.
Yeah, I got that from Don King. I can't take credit for that. Shout out to Don King. I got that from Don King. I never heard of the word before until he said it, and I looked it up.
I heard it to you, man, so I'm going to start using that besmirchified right there.
Hey, hold on. Shout out to Toon for the super chat.
Super chat received.
Playtime.
Toon says that make it $99.99 and make the fight 15 rounds like the old days. It'll surely be a KO or someone brain injury. Yeah, you know what? Oh, about OJ. Hey, okay. Hey, Toon, you don't know nothing about OJ Jew Man, man. Hey, he said I'm OJ Jew Man. I said, man, what? You know, he talks some goddamn country. He was trying to say OJ the Juice Man. He said I'm OJ Jew Man. This old country ass nigga here, man. But anyway, let me get back on topic. So, bro, like you gotta be, and he said, I want to get a body in the ring. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah,
because
Richard Luongo, I apologize. Richard Luongo just said he mentioned how everybody was heartbroken after the McClellan and Nigel Benn, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, man, look at how we lost such a great fighter like that. You know what I'm saying? Due to loss of eyesight. You know what I'm saying? When he was such a great fighter. You know, things like that, and we're actually going to have somebody that was up in the mix there next Friday on next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday we're going to have Julian Jackson on. You know what I mean? He was part of that mix, so so them dudes were punching each other's brains out back in those days, you know, and yeah, that was a very sad thing to see, because everybody, was loving what McClellan was doing, So yeah, people don't realize, man, they take life for granted, man. Oh, I want to lose. It's cool to sound hard and all that, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, you talking about you got a family and kids, and you care more about dying in the ring. You know what I mean? That's kind of stupid, bro. Like, we're not fighting for war. Like, there's no significance really to you losing your life. Like, you're not gonna be like your country doesn't gain any more land. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not doing anything like this is like, the 2000 BC. You know what I'm saying? This is like literally 2021. You're just fucking fighting in a ring. That's it.
Hell,
How dumb did that sound? You know?
Hell, and even in the early 1920s, like, them guys was fighting for 30 rounds and 40. We just gonna fight till a motherfucker can't fight no more.
Yeah.
Like, literally, they was fighting like that. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, but hey man, I am a granter of wishes. If that's what he wants, more power to the brother. I hope he get exactly what he's looking for. I really do.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you having me on. I know it's everybody's observed holiday today. I know you were trying to kill it at 5, so I appreciate you having me on, brother. And
plug in on the channel, man.
Yeah, Major Key Boxing. Everybody know Major Key Boxing. We do Monday nights, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be on tonight. Tonight's going to be an edition of Business Beats and Boxing. And we're actually going to be lit this week. We're going to have 2 interviews on Wednesday, one at 6:30, one at 7:30. I'm not going to give you those names yet. And then we're going to have an interview with Mike McCullum on Friday. And then, like I said, Julian Jackson next Friday. And then Monday we have a little surprise. So yeah, man, you could follow me also, Major Key Boxing, at Facebook. Turn up on Instagram, the same thing, Major Key Boxing. Everything's Major Key Boxing. If you need to hit me up on Gmail, it's majorkeyboxing@gmail.
All right, man. Shout out to my brother Major Key, man. Please subscribe to Major Key Boxing YouTube channel, man. They are doing some phenomenal things over there, bro. Like, literally, bro. Like, they literally open up a lot of opportunities in things that are happening. I really enjoyed the interview with Jerry Cooney, man. That was and he had so much energy too, bro.
He actually convinced me, because I wasn't trying to go live to call any fights, and he said he wants to be on a panel when I do it. So I said, all right, next major fight, I'll bring you on and we could call a fight. So he's gonna be on there with me. I like his personality. He's very hyped up. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna have him on one of these Saturdays to call the fights, which is something that I haven't done yet, because I've just been, just letting everybody else do it and just going to their channel and watching the fight. But we're gonna do that. You know what I mean? We're gonna do that soon. So I appreciate you having me here, man, and let me plug the channel. And we'll see you on the channel too. You know your family over there.
Yes, sir. Yes, absolutely, man. So, hey, let's round of applause for brother Major Key Boxing, man. Much love to my brother, man, Major Key and Troy Graham over there, man. And we're gonna hit the Ali bell. And we're gonna hit the Ali bell for my brothers too, man. Absolutely, man. Please subscribe to Major Key Boxing, Major Key Mondays. Consistency is the key in this game. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna address this before we sign out. The brother Salt Game Boxing says, Wilder knocked out 98% of his opponents, tried to fight Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua beat Klitschko after 2 years. Wasn't 2 years, it was 18 months for correction. Out of the ring, and him being 40 years old, Tyson Fury got caught cheating. Wilder the best. Okay. All right, brother. Totally disagree with that, but I had to let you get your little shine on. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. And so let's see what we got. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. You guys ready? Jerry Cooney lives down the street from me. I see him every day. Oh, okay. Hey, Richard. Yeah, man. Yeah, old Jerry Cooney, man. He had that was a great fight, man, with Larry Holmes, man. You know what I mean? Jerry Cooney, man. Hey, he has a lot of energy too, bro. He has a lot of energy, bro. He has a lot of energy. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to Jerry Cooney, man. Shout out to Jerry Cooney. And shout out to all of the fighters who put their lives on the line that's not here anymore. We're going to have a moment of silence and hit the Ali bell for them. All of the fighters who put their life on the line. All of the fighters who put in the work and paved the way for these fighters to become multimillionaires today. Had some bad boys come in the past who opened up the doors for guys to cry and whine and make excuses right now. My favorite fighter, Sugar Ray Robinson, fought a guy. I always forget the guy's name. It was a controversial win for him. He fought the dude 2 weeks later. in a rematch. 2 weeks later in a rematch. First of all, I'm not even going to say your name. You keep saying you want us to spar. What you need to do first is show your face and stop hiding behind avatars. That's one. Show your face, stop hiding behind avatars. That's one. You probably trolling, but I appreciate you trolling. Guess what? Tune in tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can troll some more. Stop hiding behind the avatar and put your bread up. If you want my time, my Cash App is right there. $ New Media Today USA. Send me some money. And come to the MIA. Go to any gym in Liberty City, whatever the case may be. Show your face. Send me some money, because it may gotta be worth my time. Send me a stack. I'll take a little light stack. Pretty sure you're a big baller. You can handle that. Get on the plane, bring your ass down here to Miami. We'll go to any gym in Liberty City or Overtown or whatever you want to go, and it'll be what it'll be. But that's my Cash App right there, Playboy. I ain't gonna say your name. $ New Media Today USA. Send that cheese. Let me know you're serious. Show your face, and that's it. And guess what? The brothers say I'll knock you out cold. Guess what? You can knock me out again tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. From 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, you can knock me out 6 days a week. Send me $1,000 to my New Media Today USA Cash App, $, and I'll be here tomorrow, and you'll get an opportunity to knock me out again. Other than that, this is our boy Coach Malik Williams, represent for New Media Today USA Boxing. Signing out once again. Peace, love to everybody. And as the late Don Cornelius said of Soul Train, peace, love, and soul. Shout out to everybody on the channel. Peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.